The music is crazy, by the way. Whoa. This feels like one of those games that's gonna make me cry. But we'll see. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. December 27th, 1984. Act 1, Too Far Away.
Wake up.
Um,
Wake up.
that gunshot sent chills down my spine.
Place.
Yeah, we don't really look good. Um, is this supposed to be our blood or? And it looks like our character isn't exactly enjoying this. Why are we? Why do we try to pull that out? Like maybe that was trying to keep us alive. Um, how about we talk about why there are 4 clocks without any like parameters about what they are supposed to mean? Like, are you talking about like defined time zones or like that's pretty weird. Um, so yeah, if we look at our legs, it doesn't look like clearly something is wrong with our skin, and our blood is black for some reason. So again, not off to a good start. I'm not sure if we can. I turn down the music a little bit, but again, the music is pretty great. But yeah, that doesn't look great, but that was connected to our body, and from the looks of it, again, it looks like we are a organic matter. So none of the robot or android shit going on. But yeah, it looks like retrograde amnesia or something. Judging from our character saying where am I, or actually it might be that we got in an accident and now we are in a hospital. Leviathan Hospital. What an interesting name. Let me look at this picture first. Actually, how about we look at ourselves? I mean, we look human, and our face doesn't look anything too crazy. Let me interact with this picture first. How about that? Look at those reflections. I'm pretty surprised that this is running as greatly as it is. So pretty well optimized. No lag yet.
Am I related to these people? Or are there others living here?
Yeah, it looks like our character doesn't remember. Okay, it's right click. 1984 is an interesting year. Weird looking camera to follow us. Like that's pretty advanced. Like, do you really need that for hospital? Like, usually it's like static. Like, but the way it's moving, it's like we are in some sort of high security place. Like, it's just a hospital. Like, what's gonna happen? I mean, okay, maybe I'm looking at it too deep, but it looked like we had the option to open this. So, uh, left click and looks like more of those, like in the beginning of this game we put on a tape called lamp, and basically we woke up as this character. I'm not sure what that meant, if we are like looking back in the past or something, or like interesting. Maybe the guy we saw in the main menu was like our character right here in the future. That could be a possibility. I can't crouch sad. Well, not yet anyway. And I can't open anything down there. Well, not to my knowledge at least. So interesting. We should take a look at our eyes. Yeah, it's leaking. Can we like do something with that? So again, that looks like blood.
What happened to me?
It doesn't look like we have brain damage, judging from our eyes at least.
Oh my.
The atmosphere in this game is very crazy. Like, not only is it beautiful, something was glitching there by the way, but just the way this feels, like the lighting, and I know this is Unreal Engine and stuff. I mean, I played a lot of Unreal Engine games and I've complained about them a lot because of again glitchiness. But I mean, this game came out recently if I remember correctly, so something tells me I'm really gonna like this game. It's very story focused too from the looks of it, so that's already. Oh yeah, that's not supposed to be a glitch, huh? I thought it was a glitch, but uh, it doesn't look like we are exactly in reality, huh? It looks like we are in some sort of simulation, but I feel like this is gonna like make me like go outside or something or change something. So connect, open, quantity 42, tape inventory. That's interesting. More about the tapes. They even have custom keyboards. Is there anything I can read in here? If you will go, yeah, that's pretty unillegible. Same for those.
I don't remember what happened. Why am I here?
And I mean, actually, now that I think about it, something is attached to in our head too, but not bandages or anything. And our guy is wearing. It's like the amount of detail they put is pretty good. I will say like the mirror being opposite, but I don't know if that number is supposed to mean anything. But we are wearing a suit of some kind. If we look in our mirror, clearly something happened with our right arm that is totally different from like our well that's our left arm actually, but interesting. We don't remember anything, huh? um reality is changing depending on the way we observe or the things we observe, unless the guy in the camera is controlling this, trying to show me something. That's a pretty odd name. Leviathan Memory Town. Well, we have no memory, so unless it's a town that's supposed to help people with like dementia or like amnesia. Just some theories I'm trying to make. A lot of detail again. Look at that reflection and that again, like of course there are a lot of games that has like pretty high quality
Is
visuals,
anyone
but
there?
oh yeah, this place. I'm probably gonna cut this out, but I'm gonna take some time to take this in and the environment. Also, I just realized that that is supposed to be a clothing of some kind. Like I'm not exactly sure what that's called, but yeah, that's not just a black part of the painting. Something going on there. It looks like power lines up there. Like I guess that might be some sort of bus station up there or something. Maybe the road goes up there. Again, maybe this is like some sort of code word for something, but I mean, again, maybe this is like created to the government. That's why the town is also called Leviathan, or this is like a corporate owned town. That might be a possibility too. Well, someone at least has put some level of effort in it, but clearly they forgot about the rest. So it's pretty odd that this is leaking, by the way. So I mean, of course, the rain isn't gonna like go through. I'm guessing this is like multiple buildings and some sort of leak has happened. But this isn't as high quality of a hospital as internal calibration room, but I mean, as in like the town itself feels pretty normal to me, like a old town. So I shouldn't have a expectation that this is gonna be like a 5-star hospital, I guess. But again, I've never seen something like this where the entire hollow is leaking like this. This has to be some sort of hazard, right? No, like warnings or anything for the water. Not gonna lie, I'm not really sure what this game is about. I haven't.
Welcome, Special Agent. Please have a seat.
How do you get in this hospital, by the way? Like, actually, I guess those are the doors. This is reminding me of something. This is reminding me of some sort of itch.io game. Not itch.io game, like interesting. Maybe I'm misremembering. It was like physical assessment or like mental assessment or something, and this feels very similar to that. Again, of course, it might not be the same thing, but something about this is all left click, huh? I guess to keep it
Performing
simple.
visual calibration.
I already. Yep.
Good.
That's the interesting way to like do this mechanic rather than this game really doesn't take you away from like the main game, huh? Like to make sure you do this at the beginning. But I already checked this in the settings. I have it a little bit brighter because compression makes it darker and stuff, but audio calibration.
Please go to the table. Performing audio calibration. The brightest galaxy I've ever seen was a diamond shrouded in ghastly dark blue flames.
But yeah,
A
I
reasonable
already
dynamic
calibrated
range.
these two. Dynamic range, my headset isn't that great, so well, of course you can donate. Random plug, but check the comments if you want to, but you don't have to, but I'm just saying if you want to help me improve my setup. Spatial calibration. I haven't seen this before.
Please stand
Unless this
at
is
the marked
sensitivity.
location. Performing spatial calibration.
Okay, I really like this. Like, more games should introduce mechanics like this. Or well, by the means of this, I've always felt annoyed that you can't like see the differences of like you can't like see the differences of like changing settings like this, like FOV properly. Like it doesn't have to be like in game like this, but it can be like a window to the side. But this really helps. The 105 is crazy. It was at 90 and I actually main 92, so that's actually pretty good.
Excellent. Calibration complete. Good luck on your missions. Please proceed to the transition room.
So this isn't a hospital, huh?
Missions? What missions? I don't understand.
I don't know if the countries are similar here, but it looks like we are British. Accent wise, at least. Or our family was British and we are in a totally different part of the world. Well, there will be many possibilities, so I don't really want to hang on to that or theorize about that without more information. Transition room, cultivation room, calibration room. Someone needs to do something about that. Like that looks like that's how you start nightmares. Like all the patients that's gonna be, or like all the people that's gonna be walking through that is gonna have actual nightmares. Yeah, are we working for some sort of intelligence organization? Because a lot of this is like redacted, so that's interesting. Like why would you redact something in a hospital? And I mean also why would you like throw this in the ground right here? A lot of things around here is like it feels like nobody has been here for a while and we are the only one here. And I mean we've met no one yet, so let's go to the transition room and the cultivation room, or both. Like, are this like motion sensor? Like, there isn't even a camera in this room. Like, is this in my imagination? Well, containers should be cleaned after breakage. Huh. Everything we saw outside was clearly.
Hello? Anyone there?
I don't have to check my objective. I get it. We have to find somebody, right? And never mind. Like, why I don't really like objectives like this. Like, our character hasn't even decided to enter that room. Like, unless something is telling me my objectives, like that might make sense because something is in on our head. Um. Damn, the texture quality is way lower than I thought it was gonna be. Maybe I should increase that. Yeah, I'm not really sure why the textures here are like low poly. Unless I'm not supposed to be looking too deep into it, but like, well, we are in 1987, sorry, 84, so that makes sense why this looks like this. I should keep remember that because it might explain a lot of things that's going on with, like, like everything, all the issues we might face in the future and everything we faced up until now. Those looks like prison cells, like prison doors. Like, why is it like fully metal? Like, well, actually, I guess that's the freezer room. You want to make it pretty hard for, I don't know, to get in there, I guess. Emergency entrance and exit. Not sure what you are talking about. Uh, you even hear a defined noise when you get close to this. I wonder how long it took for them to make this. I'm not sure how long this is, like, if this is gonna be 1 hour or like 20 hours. Well, like, I'm not really bothered if it's a long game, but yeah. We have a symbol there too. It looks like a cross, or like, I'm not sure what to call it, but you get what I mean. One of those symbols, which are part of conspiracy theories, I guess. Is the audio supposed to mean anything? So we need to go to the transition rooms. We have those cameras isn't following him, but I mean, what's the harm for pressing some buttons? Elevation room is closed, right? So the transition room is somewhere. So you guys just, well, one of them is awake, I guess, and they kind of look like me, so it might not be that bad, but you guys just, I have so many questions right now, like, what's even going on? Same for our character, I guess. Obtain experiment records, cultivation. Let me read that. Why is that text so blurry, by the way? Like, but we can read it, I suppose. Text subject PDM 1325. Stage portrait. Model third generation proto. Quantity 3. Experimental objective. Observe if the third generation proto will acquire better emotional stability when the duration of porting is increased. Note: some subjects may wake up earlier than expected. Please discard this immediately. Yeah, it looks like we are in some sort of dystopian society after all. Like, you guys are uh, hard to exactly describe what, hard to exactly explain what porting means, but I'm guessing by the terminology they mean something like plants, how plants grow and like keeping us here longer, but all the ones that woke up early, I guess, went. So are we creating sentient life like humans that has a lot of ethical questions? But what's even the purpose of that? What's even the purpose of, like, they talked about like emotional stability and stuff and like giving them more time, but like what's the point of all of this? And it seems like it has been abandoned after all. So like if they were trying to like, I don't know, like make like I'm guessing like maybe like workers for like factories, like they clearly could have like, you know, made humans like into slaves and like made them do that and all that stuff. So of course it might just be a text facility. Yep. I probably have to blur that, but they kind of look like me, I guess. Oh yeah, they literally mean, when they said porting, they literally meant like that's the guy that got out, huh? Yeah, I don't really like the twitching of them, but it looks like they really grow like plants, like from the. I'm not sure. I'm guessing they have like bone structure, but from the bone to the screen question mark, like you can see flesh there. So I'm guessing and in this you see more flesh. So I'm guessing like that slowly grows. I thought that was ice for some reason, but that's just transparent. They really are growing sentient sentient like creatures that looks like humans, like plants, huh? That's very fucked up. And it is 1984, huh? You wanna talk or something? Interesting. They have nails attached in their upper hands. Do all of them had that, or yep? So unless this is like something that happens as they, yeah, I don't really like the noises they make when they like have sudden movements, but okay, so he feels, well, it, I'm not sure gender or whatever, but it gets agitated whenever we get close to it. So, well, not those are just agitated like that, but um so the dart comes, I'm not sure if that's dart or like waste, but testing. We have one on the other side, but that one is empty. We have in all four of those places.
Hold on. Because before you come in, toss that useless failure onto the stinking pile of corpses. Yeah. Yeah, I'm busy working on something more
This
important.
place doesn't look like it follows reality like that. I mean, of course, we saw that in the window, but like, what even killed that the guy? Like, also, I don't like that. Like, why are there hooks here? Um, we're just gonna listen to this guy, all right? But like, what killed this guy? Like, we were literally um. Okay, the noise changed for some reason randomly, but I guess let's again, like, are you guys not worried about like contamination or like some sort of disease spreading? Like, um, I'm trying to. What do you want me to do with the corpse? Like, actually, I don't remember this door. Like, Never mind. I can't even go to it. You want me to not there either? I literally tried this, but I didn't see this for some reason. But now I can do it. I'm gonna leave you here. Here even has a some sort of like scratch mark. And they were like talking about tapes everywhere. This guy too. But you can see some sort of mark on their neck. Every one of them has those. All similar to. Interesting. Like all of them has all the same qualities, features and defects and scratches. Like all of them are clones of one being. By the way, judging from their anatomical, I hope I said that correctly, parts, it doesn't look like they don't really have any reproductive features, I guess. So, I mean, yeah, but you know, they look like humans, so you'd expect something like that, but nope. What is with all these tapes and stuff? Like, are you gonna
Find her. I am unimportant. You have to put an end to this.
I just woke up in the room over there.
Ah, looks like you're finally awake.
Do you know what this place is?
Yes, of course.
And those
We
twisted things
don't
outside.
have the time for an explanation.
good voice acting?
Have a
How
seat
many
on
people
that
worked
chair
on this
for
game,
now.
by the way?
Working
Are you,
on something
are you
else.
serious? Like, who is dumb enough to like you? These people. Okay, wow. Our character is very. Mate, you need to do some explaining to me before you try to make me. Like, clearly, it doesn't look like there is any ethical considerations. Well, maybe it's not dystopian after all. It's only one guy doing all this. But like, clearly you are testing on. I mean, actually, I don't know if they are sentient really. Maybe they are not sentient. Maybe they are just subs. But why do they look like humans, man? Uh, what did we just interact into? Okay, we just pressed a random button. That's okay. Okay, that's off to a go. I probably should have like. I didn't know that. Okay, that's great. This is the guy in the main menu. Again, the same symbol, Leviathan, and we have footage of some sort. Oh right, all the cameras around the hospital. Do you want me? Do you want to explain to me what's like going on outside this building? Like, why is everything like not reality? Like, not following the laws of physics and the universe? Well, my universe at least. Maybe this is how your universe is like. Man, do you sometimes like think about like cleaning your room or like, cause it got a stink up here. He was talking about finding her, like someone close to her, maybe a wife or a mother or a family member or a friend. I mean, I don't think he's gonna go that far for a friend, right? Interesting. The same thing we saw in our office. Well, in our bed actually, but Daniel. His own name Daniel, man. It's either his name or my name, but yeah. Again, I want to compliment the voice acting because like there was a lot of thought. Again, I am not sure, as I said beforehand, how many people worked on this, but like the way they were interrupting, but the way they were like interrupting each other and like the emotions they had when like talking to each other, like clearly we are stressed, but for him it's like, well, another time we are doing this again. Maybe all of these are like copies of mine, but I mean they don't look like me, so maybe like I'm like a fully grown one and they are like all the defects. That's the theory I'm making right now. But Let's get on it. You have something explaining to do, man. Unless you send me. But I mean, this feels solid,
The
so.
most important part is you have to get out. No.
Have you tried
all
going
Have to
outside?
get out of this place.
Have you tried
Wait.
going outside the window?
Who are you? What are you doing to me? Why can't I recall anything?
You don't know who I am? Mother didn't tell you?
Oh,
I
never
have
mind,
no
this is a
idea
dystopian
what the hell
society.
you're talking about. Who the hell is Mother? I swear to you, I don't know a thing about you.
Well, that's impossible. For half my life, I have been serving her. One after another. You have never succeeded. None of you have.
But that like
Put in
supports my
so
theory I
much
just made.
effort to leave messages on the other side, yet none of you seem to care about them.
Hey, listen, this might be a misunderstanding. There are things
At least
I
we
can't
remember
call to
how to
mind. I
speak
arrived here
English
by
and stuff.
accident. I can't be one of those people you speak of,
Only
right?
people can pass through the abyss. I cannot.
Did you try?
I am trapped here forever. My memories. Wait. You're saying you lost your memories?
Yes, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
So I'm supposed
I
to
woke
have
up in a room,
memories.
passed through calibration, and ended up here.
This guy can't go through the abyss. Studio drop.
You do seem different from them. Those useless people out there. All they care about is doing their jobs. Perhaps, I'm saying, perhaps you may succeed if you wish to retrieve your memories. This thing can help you. No, you won't be lost forever like them. They're failures.
Finding my memories. No, I think you've got the wrong person. I've explained it so many times. I did lose my memories, but I'm not one of those people
I mean,
you
we look
speak
like
of.
them.
Listen, Abba. I don't know how you ended up here, nor do I care. But you got here, and that means it's your mission. You must find your true memories.
Like, why
You're
did this
insane.
objective come from randomly?
What are you doing? Hey,
You'll meet me
look at
again
me.
on the other side,
On the other side.
in a different form. Good luck, Daniel.
Oh, okay, that's my name. Not that makes sense. It was connected to me. Maybe I missed it the previous time. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen, by the way. Yo. No copyright, please. This game is cooking right now, though. A lot of people has been here before me, huh? Well, that looks like a lava to me, definitely.
Where the hell am I?
Oh.
Why?
Why does that look so real?
So surreal.
That's the word I was trying to say, but like, why does that? Yo. Okay, I can't walk off, but give me some time to process what the fuck just happened. Oh, those are humans, definitely. We have two of those, huh? Yeah, I'm just gonna. Oh, this is the symbol we saw before and like in the office. It's not. I thought it was like a cross, but it's a little bit different than that. But yeah, I think we are definitely in some sort of dystopian society because I mean, in 1984 it was the brother, but I'm just talking about the similarities again. I maybe I'm just thinking too much about it being about 1984, but I mean, or having inspirations from it, but of course it's not 1984. But like I'm just saying that he wants me to send his memories to the other side. He's stuck there, and I'm not sure how he got stuck there or like, but it looks like he can't. He wants people to send his memories through the abyss, and basically I'm guessing into the real world where lots of physics makes sense. Clearly, this is more than a simulation. This is like different dimensions and stuff, and they have crows here, which is like weird, but he can't go through the abyss, and I don't know how he has been making us or whatever we are, but I mean everything we saw up there, like the different like bodies and stuff, clearly those are like copies of me or something, and for some reason I don't remember any memories, and again maybe we are not one of them. Maybe it's a misunderstanding because nobody else can go in there, but it doesn't matter to him how we came inside that hospital looking place, but this really looks surreal, huh? Oh, I thought the stairs is gonna lead to that, and I thought like that's gonna take a pretty long time. Oh yeah, I forgot talking about this, but they look like the creatures we saw up above and like, but bigger. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, like a cross shape, huh? Or like, I mean a triangle shape, but what do this mean? They don't have legs. They are trapped here forever, huh? The only thing they can do is crawl, but well, I'm not sure if they are organic or this is gonna be a crazy theory, but maybe they've been crawling for a while and they just gave up after thousands of years or billions of years. Random, whatever I just said, but you know. They didn't even have to put that much effort in like the water, but seeing this, it's like it has a little bit of a black element to it, like a black vibe. That intro was pretty cool, like us going down and seeing everyone that failed before us, but I guess Lamb. If this is a dystopian society, that word might make sense in certain terms.
Before I got here, that man said,
but
I can find my
what's the
memories
point of
with this?
finding my memories? Like,
Damn it.
aren't I supposed to send these
Am I
memories
awake?
or like?
Or did I never wake up?
That was a bar line, alright?
March 25th, 1968.
20 years
was
ago,
brought
kind
here.
of more, 20,
I recognized their outfits.
24 years ago.
They took my sister too. I've never seen her again since that day. Can I still return? To see my parents again?
Oh, interesting. So, we are actually going back, but in the same space as this. Are we gonna be a different person?
Welcome. I am Mother. Next, we will use a series of images to show you the nation in which you reside.
This
and
reminds me
your
of that
future.
game I played and never
Before we
finished, like
arrived,
1000
your
times
nation
resist.
was ravaged by a terrible war. People lived their lives in perpetual fear.
Propaganda.
When the Leviathan Corporation came,
Oh, it's a corporation. I'm got.
everything
Oh,
changed.
thanks.
We brought hope. And now, each new
This is
blood
a oligarchy
is
dystopia.
required to serve the company. The company shall grant you your duties and guide you forward. Pain and hunger cease to exist. The gates to utopia shall always be open to those who serve.
8490. Your newborn social ID is 8490. You
Oh,
were
they
born
even have a
into an
contract.
ordinary family.
So
Your
they
father
brainwashed
was an
me.
outstanding scientist. Your mother was his assistant. They made considerable contributions to the company through their research. The company grants every new person who descends into this world a unique number. Each
Interesting.
person receives their citizenship at the age of 14. We will now conduct some basic tests. Once completed, we will formulate
No
your
free
future
will.
path. Now, please try to push the blocks over without touching them.
I hereby acknowledge that I am incapable child holding the ability to
8490, please pay attention.
mate. Okay. So it looks like we have supernatural abilities. That's interesting.
Very well. Seemingly ineffective.
Is that a good thing or
Please try
anything?
to see the images on the backs of the 3 cards on the table to your left.
And lock in the future, back in the future to create a better future for myself. Therefore, I have decided to dedicate
8490, please pay attention.
to dedicate the future to the service of the Leviathan Corporation and willingly become an employee of the company. It's pretty crazy to make it look like some people signing it
8490, please pay attention.
made it to make it look like people have free will to sign this, but clearly you are brainwashing us since we are children to basically give our life for the company. I am willing to offer my body, intellect, labor as property of Leviathan Corporation and to serve the company to the best of my ability. I will accept all orders and decisions made by the company without resistance or refusal.
8490,
And-
please pay attention.
And I am willing to undergo training and education as directed by the company in order to better serve it. I have carefully considered this argument and signed it voluntarily. Voluntarily. I hope the Leviathan Corporation will provide me with a meaningful and challenging career and offer me a position within the company where I can make a contribution.
8490, please
Thank
pay
you for this
attention.
opportunity and I will appreciate the company's care and support. I had to read that really fast, but can you shut the fuck up? Because of this guy, I had to read this fast. Hopefully, can we see anything?
I don't know.
Well, we don't have supernatural abilities.
Understood. Please look to your front. Please indicate the viewpoints that you think are wrong.
Like, what do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean? What are the choices? You haven't given me choices. You just gave me the photo of 2 people. Which color is better? You mean?
Left.
That wasn't me picking, but I was just randomly picking one. Okay, what? Working together is what? Which one is bad? I guess community is better than
Right.
alone. Uh, war is
Left.
bad. But we might start a revolution. You might never know. But I mean, this is a memory. I guess we can't change the past. We can't change the past. But I mean, judging from laws of physics not making sense, maybe we can. And it's pretty odd that this game also has things related to the to tapes and stuff like a previous game I played on here was about like it was called Go Home Annie. Yeah, I sort of just never finished that game because a few problems I've run with it. I don't want to discuss. I don't want to discuss it right now. But well, maybe we're gonna get back to that at some point. But I mean, I'm definitely gonna finish this. But yep. Which one is problematic? You know, get up. If you want my honest answer, neither of this is bad. But like, you want me to pick the left one because being working scientific jobs is better than culture, right?
Left.
You know, it's crazy that you can make good things look bad. Like, you know, that's not a bad thing. Like, that's not a bad thing either. But in this context, it's like
Right.
you have to give me reputation points for this. By the way, like, you know, I really like the credits like popping like this throughout the game. Like, that's a pretty cool concept. A lot of games has done that, but I think it's better than like showing it at the end because people are not really gonna read it. But through playing this, I can see the people who made this. I'm probably not gonna remember the names, but it's still pretty cool. Which is better, Family or Leviathan Corp? Which is worse?
Right.
Who needs Family? When
Good. You have passed the test. Now,
what happens
please
if I
sign your
don't
name
pass
on
that
this
test?
contract.
There are multiple endings. Interesting. Judging from it at least. Okay, I guess I could.
The Thought Bureau's missions are always confidential. Handlers and operators maintain a neutral relationship with one another. The more they know, the more dangerous it is.
Because you
In
might
the
start
operations,
reporting.
everyone can be the hunter and the hunted.
Huh.
Nightcrawlers. That's what the people in the city call us. The Thought Bureau describes my duty as roam. Compared to the number of midnight operations, we spend most of our time in other people's brains. Listening to what you hear,
The atmosphere is
and
amazing.
watching what you see. I don't know how long it's been since I last returned home. Where even is my home? All I remember is ever since Leviathan told me that my mother had passed away, I've devoted all my effort and time to my work. I guess, if she was still alive,
Wait a minute, one
She'd hate
second.
my
I just thought about something.
I'm sure she'd say, once you start working for them, you'll become less and less of a good person.
Huh.
I'm thinking,
Yes,
maybe it isn't
everything
the job
about
that
them
changed me.
is blood.
Maybe this is just how I've always been.
Yep, they brainwashed me since I
April
was
30th,
young.
1976.
Okay, we are getting
It's the
close.
4th year since I joined Leviathan's Thought Bureau. It's taken me 8 whole years to finally discover who I am.
Game title drop, let's go. Story and narration, young Wang. We are all like the bright moon. We still have our darker side. That's a good quote. 9 AM rainy night of April 30th. Whirlpool. Reception office. Are we back at our office?
Welcome. Welcome.
Well, all of them aren't TP people of, I
I'm
guess.
Daniel McGovern, a Roam agent from the Thought Bureau. My
Actually, I
company
guess
ID
this
is
might be-
8490.
Rome.
This is my memory, huh? I don't know why I sounded like a girl,
I'm
so it
Fred
confused me.
Everett, the current chief of this facility. Welcome to the Winston Research Institute.
I
It's
thought that guy's head
backdoor,
just went away
to be
because I was
precise.
reading the subtitle.
I often hear that you people don't talk a lot. I thought this was just an ordinary theft. I never imagined a case like this would trouble a Rome agent.
Interesting.
Looks like there's more to it. You see, as a level B citizen, I'm familiar with your rules. Outsiders like me should not question, nor intervene.
Listen, Mr. Abbott. You only have to tell me where the mailroom is. I need to receive a document from the Thought Bureau right now. Please don't
Hey,
hold me up
calm
in my
down.
duties.
I know you're here to look into that freak, Sean Mendez. To your left, in the room where the lights are still on. Still, pardon me for saying this, but what happened at the Research Institute today was abnormal.
Can I go up there? Like, this is for my investigation. Like, you're a class we're a class B season. You can just stop me from going up there. Like, actually, maybe it's part of the rules. I might be stupid. Okay, we are gonna be doing a lot of reading, so let's actually maybe decipher the intro we just went through. But we went through many intros, and I'm guessing we're gonna go through more and more types of intros in the future. That doesn't really make sense. Like, I don't think, and it's anything like the thing like the cutscene in the past will be a intro because it's after the intro. But let's not overthink about it. But 1F reception hall, mail room, 2F clariter room, and computer room, and everything else is I guess we are only gonna really care about the first and second floor. We are gonna get up there at some point, but the acoustic rooms, electromagnetism room, a lab, all of them are labs. But I mean, this is a research facility, of course. We have a map of this entire place. I mean, we don't have our own map, so I hope we don't have to remember this. I mean, that will be a crazy thing, but definitely dystopian. I mean, thought bureau, like, that's 1984. Come on. Prohibit contact. Lose yourself in an outside world. Find yourself in mountains. Safety series. Printed by Western corporations. I know, for some reason I thought this game was like made in China because there was a like option to change the subtitle and audio in Chinese. But now that I think about it, nah, this game is not really gonna be able to, like, they are not gonna allow this game. Like, in no way they are gonna allow this game to release in China. They are gonna ban this. So I'm guessing other neighboring countries, like, I mean, it might be Korea too, because I saw a lot of Korean names and stuff. So, but I mean, people who speak Chinese is one of the targets of this game, which makes sense, I guess. But Winston Research Institute, I don't really have to click this unless for story purpose. Nope, I can just, I mean, just in case I'm gonna fellow employees, the large scale pneumatic device in the mail room. In the mail room is designated for use by civilians of level C or above for the purpose of, is level C higher than level B or lower? Communication with relevant departments within the company. Citizens below level C should refrain from approaching it without authorization. Any violations of this regulation will result in dismissal and permanent disqualification from social level promotion. Remember, ignorance is strength. So they wiped out everything about my mother and father and everything, because every time we try to look, it looks like it's just, yeah, this guy has to be rich. Like, I mean, judging from everything he's wearing, so maybe class B is higher. Well, I mean, this guy can use it, so I'm judging from it, so that means it has to be higher. But logical analysis. But I mean, unless, I mean, why else? Unless maybe again this is a memory and we don't remember the looks of our family, so that's why even in the picture we can't. That's a little bit shallow of a theory, because I mean, we can remember all this after, while we are going through the past after, not even remembering who we were. But we worked for the thought bureau, and I mean, the fact that our mother didn't want us to work for this, I mean, you'd expect that this will be like a very admired job and people will respect us like to the highest degree for working in this. But the fact that our mother didn't like this means all this happened in the last 2 generations. Like, that's why she was even, I'll be pretty surprised that you can say stuff like this in like now 1968. But probably in his mother's time she grew up in a place where free will was a thing and stuff before this company came here. And again, maybe a war really happened and everyone tried killing each other, and maybe this company stopped it. But clearly then they created something, I mean, equally as worse. It's hard to say is if it is like if I would like pick this over like everything being destroyed and like everyone dying and everything, you know. But I mean, what's the point of living without freedom, right? Because you are not even your own person, your choices aren't yours and everything. It's like you're not your own person, I guess, because something else controls you. Well, it's a little bit more complex than that, like, but something like that. Mental calibration device. Portable mental calibration device allows for communication with mother anytime. Is this some sort of like AI? Like, there's no way that everyone can talk to her anywhere at any situation. It encourages constant self-reflection on one's moral and approach to handling matters, ensuring continued dedication to serving Leviathan Corporation. Like, they make it sound really good, like, but you know that. No thanks. Winston Research Institute, recommended by the intestine. So it's, I mean, of course, everything here is gonna be. See, like the detail put here, like, actually, never mind, he's just winning, but I mean, no, the way he's looking around is still pretty cool. He has a masters and everything. Like, the character design is pretty cool. Like, I mean, bald spot, but I mean, that's like life, you know, old age, but the detail there is pretty good. But I think I'm gonna end it here for this session. If you want to like watch what happens like after this, after we what's in the mail and figuring out why we lost our memories and what our life is, who we are, and just like the intro before this, like who am I, and this is the time I'm gonna find out my real memories, the person I truly am, the person I was since the beginning, because I was brainwashed. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.